Hey everyone. Satyabhama, the proud and radiant consort of Lord Krishna, was a daughter of King Satyajit, her life shimmering with beauty, strength, and mystery. Known for her unmatched grace and fiery spirit, she was deeply tied to the enigmatic Syamantaka jewel, a gem said to bring both prosperity and peril, which ultimately led to her union with Krishna. More than a queen, Satyabhama was a fearless warrior riding into battle beside Krishna to defeat the mighty Narkasura, freeing countless captives and reclaiming lost treasures. Beneath her regal poise lay a heart filled with passion, pride, and devotion, making her a timeless figure whose love and courage shaped the course of destiny. Today, let's know about the warrior wife of Sri Krishna, Satyabhama. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. In Hindu Dharma, married life or grihastha is considered a central and essential stage of an individual's journey. Entering into marriage, building a family, nurturing, and providing for it are seen as sacred duties that ensure the continuity of humanity and the preservation of dharma. Even the gods in their various avatars upon earth are portrayed as embracing family life, signifying its timeless value and profound spiritual significance. Marriage represents the union of a male and female standing as equals, supporting one another to navigate the challenges and complexities of everyday life. Among the many tales that celebrates this sacred bond, one of the most captivating is a story of Devi Satyabhama and Sri Krishna, a union marked by love, strength, and devotion. Devi Satyabhama is revered as an avatar of Bhumi Devi, the goddess of earth. She was a cherished daughter of Satyajit, a Yadava nobleman and treasurer of Dwarka, who possessed the divine Syamantaka jewel, a radiant gem gifted by Lord Surya. The Syamantaka jewel was very precious to Satyajit, and Sri Krishna advised him to entrust it to King Ugrasen for safekeeping. However, Satyajit's brother Prasenjit wore the jewel and went hunting in the forest, where he was killed by a lion. Later, Jamvan discovered the jewel and innocently gave it to his daughter to play with. When Satyajit learned of Prasenjit's death and discovered that the Samantaka jewel was missing, he accused Sri Krishna of stealing it. Angered by the false accusation, Krishna set out to find the jewel and clear his name. His search led him to Jamvan. A fierce battle raged between them for 28 days. Eventually, Jamvan realized Krishna's true identity as a supreme being, immediately surrendered and sought forgiveness. In deep reverence, he worshipped Krishna and offered his daughter Jamvati in marriage to him. Upon his return, Sri Krishna handed the Syamantaka jewel back to Satyajit, proving his innocence. Realizing the truth and filled with remorse, Satyajit begged for Krishna's forgiveness and, as a gesture of gratitude and reverence, offered his daughter Satyabhama in marriage to him. The Vaishnava Kanda, Kartika Masa Mahatmya of the Skanda Purana, offers another perspective of Satyabhama's previous birth. It narrates that Satyabhama was once Gunavati, a devoted woman who tragically lost both her father and her husband soon after marriage. Overwhelmed by sorrow, she was plunged into a deep ocean of grief. In her mourning, Gunavati sold all her household possessions and used the proceeds to perform sacred rites for the peace and well-being of their souls in the next world. Immersed in deep devotion to Lord Vishnu, Gunavati lived a life of serenity and discipline, calm, truthful, pure, and with complete control over her senses. Remaining in the same city, she sustained herself through simple means while dedicating her entire existence to spiritual practice. Deeply pleased by her unwavering devotion, Lord Vishnu blessed her at the end of her life with a boon that In her next birth, she would be united in marriage with the form of Vishnu himself. Thus, she was reborn as Satyabhama, the daughter of King Satyajit, who intriguingly had also been her father in her previous life. Hiranyaksh, the mighty Asura, spread terror across the earth and the heavens, tormenting both mortals and celestial beings. Unable to endure his cruelty any longer, the people turned to Lord Vishnu pleading for protection. Clever and powerful, Hiranyaksh sought to escape Vishnu's wrath by pushing the earth off its axis, attempting to hide beneath it. In that fateful moment, when Hiranyaksha's touch met Bhudevi, a new being was born from their contact, the formidable Narakasura, destined to bring devastation and darkness to the world. As the earth plummeted deep into space, Lord Vishnu took the Varaha avatar, lifting her gently on his mighty tusks and restoring her to her rightful place in the cosmos. After securing the earth, Vishnu engaged in a fierce battle with Hiranyaksh, ultimately defeating and slaying the tyrannical Asura. However, when Bhudevi revealed to Vishnu about the being born from her contact with Hiranyaksh, Vishnu explained that the child was her own son, Narakasura, possessing the combined power of both his parents. Yet, as his destiny was still unfolding, Vishnu chose to leave him be, allowing fate to take its course. Through intense penance and devotion, Narakasura pleased Brahma, who appeared to grant him a wish. Narakasura asked that if he were ever to die, it should be only at the hands of his mother, Bhudevi, and by no one else. Brahma granted Narakasura the boon, and the Narakasura rejoiced, believing that no mother would ever slay her own son, no matter what his deeds. Filled with confidence, he returned to his kingdom, Pragya Jyotishpur, and began preparing for war. Empowered by the boon, Narakasura launched relentless attacks on neighboring realms, eventually conquering all the kingdoms on earth and declaring himself their supreme ruler. Drunk on power, Narakasura soon set his sights on the heavens. Even Indra, the mighty lord of the Devas, was no match for him. Defeated and terrified, Indra and the other Devas fled in fear, leaving the heavens at Narakasura's mercy. Seizing his victory, Narakasura captured 16,000 celestial women and imprisoned them in his palace. His cruelty knew no bounds. He even attacked Aditi, the revered mother of the Devas, and ripped away her pair of heavenly earrings, so radiant they were said to glow in the dark. Satyabhama, a relative of Aditi, was sitting in the royal palace gardens when Aditi appeared before her in tears, recounting Narakasura's cruelty. Enraged, Satyabhama sought Krishna, and together they resolved to wage war against the tyrant. Armed and determined, Satyabhama mounted Garuda alongside Krishna and flew towards Pragya Jyotishpur. The battle was swift and one-sided as Krishna and Garuda decimated Narakasura's forces, even defeating his general Mura. Furious at the destruction, Narakasura charged onto the battlefield, hurling his Satagni at Krishna, but Garuda swiftly dodged it. As the fight raged, Narakasura neutralized their attacks and unleashed Shakti, a powerful weapon, striking Krishna in the chest as Satyabhama watched in horror. Satyabhama, enraged by Krishna's fall, hurled a powerful weapon at Narakasura, striking him in the chest. To her shock, Krishna rose unharmed, smiling as he revealed that he had only pretended to fall so that Satyabhama, the incarnation of Bhudevi, could fulfill her purpose of defeating Narakasura. Realizing his boon had failed and overcome with guilt, Narakasura repented and sought forgiveness. In his final moments, he expressed a wish that his death be celebrated as a victory of light over darkness. Krishna granted this, and thus, Naraka Chaturdashi, the second day of Diwali, is observed in his memory. Krishna also slew Narakasura's general Mura, earning the name Murari. Satyabhama then returned Aditi's stolen earrings, restoring her honor. With Narakasura's defeat, harmony was restored to both earth and the heavens. Satyabhama's courage and Krishna's wisdom shine as eternal reminders that no darkness is strong enough to silence the light, and that truth and righteousness will always prevail in the end. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdy's discoveries. If this story sparked your curiosity, subscribe and keep exploring. May wisdom guide your path always. See you in the next. Bye.